All right, kings and queens, listen. The block is hot. The block is hot. In the world of social media, in the world of Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, and YungMiami. Can we get into it? But before we do, let me just say, I gotta ride with P. Diddy on this one. Diddy is just Diddying. YungMiami, you messed up. You overplayed your part, okay? Now, I can see if this man came at you in a completely different manner, then you have every right to feel the way you feel. Pimps up, hoes down. City Girl 0, P. Diddy 4. Let's get into it. But before we do, for those of you who are just tuning in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Shiba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television. But most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. Y'all, pardon my dog. I have a puppy. He follows me everywhere I go, so you just never know. So I want to talk about 4 things. Number 1, Diddy has never claimed YungMiami. Number 2, let's talk about when the cooch ain't enough. Number 3, YungMiami, you played yourself. And last but not least, I don't think she's done. Now, before we hop in and we take a deep dive into, just kind of what I'm trying to say here, I find it really funny that Diddy has been messing with all of these women for quite some time. But it wasn't until he started messing with the YouTuber that she decided she had enough. Wow. Okay. So, let's get into number 1. With all due respect, YungMiami, you got caught up. He broke your virgin. It's similar to what Lil Boosie said. Lil Boosie, he said he teaches his son that when romancing a woman to break their virgin. And he's not talking about intimacy or in a sexual way. He's talking and teaching his son to blow a woman's mind, right? To make her, whisk her off her feet, blow her mind, expose her to people, to places and things that she has no access to unless it's through you. And that's what Diddy did to YungMiami. Yes, she had her coins and she has her own lane, but it's not a billionaire lane. So that's like completely different access. Okay, she didn't have that backstage pass that he has, okay? He blew her mind. How do you break up with someone that you've never really been with? How do you break up with someone that's never claimed you? We know y'all have been together. We know he's taking you on trips. We know he's wined you and dined you. We know he's flued you out. Y'all have done ski trips. We know he's done a lot of beautiful things. Don't get it twisted. He can because he can. He's a billionaire. That's no different than you or me, y'all, driving down the freeway, taking the exit lane, coming up to a red light, and giving a homeless man $5 because you got it. I'm telling you, these women are confusing what these men are giving them as symbolic of love, and it's not. He got it like that, okay? He got it like that. Ladies, you are cheating yourself when you think that what you got is good enough to trap or keep a man. What you have cannot be used, and you know what I mean when I say what you have. It's not good enough to keep a man that don't want to be kept. And I don't know how many times he said it in the most sincere and respectful manner. I gotta ride with P. Diddy on this one. He's never disrespected her in public. He's always paused. I remember that time she put him on the spot and she said, do we go together or are we together? And he paused because he wanted to make sure that he handled her right. He wanted to be respectful while at the same time saying, no, we're not together like that. Okay? But Diddy's not at fault on this one. He's done what he always does, and that's on that. Now, here's where I'm going to take up issue with YungMiami. If you come out and you start to exploit him for behaviors that he's displayed behind the scene, I'm gonna need you to keep that same energy that you had on the internet when you were cursing people out behind him. When you were cursing all of those other women out, you were cursing fans out. You were riding for him. And that's where you went wrong. Because you should have been riding for yourself. Okay? But I'm going to need you to keep that same energy. You should have been loyal to yourself. Diddy 1, City Girl 0. Let's get into when the coochie is not enough. Many women, in my opinion, make the fatal mistake of thinking that their coochie or a child will keep a man. As a matter of fact, that's the quickest way to lose it. Probably the quickest way to lose a man or bring out the worst in him by sleeping with him or having a child by him if you're not married. Okay? That's just my opinion. Not all cases. This does not apply to every couple, nor does this apply to all cases, but this does happen in many cases. This is what's happening with with YungMiami and Diddy. This is the perfect example of what happens when you lead with what's below your navel. It's similar to men who lead with their money, and they think because they have money that they can keep a woman, or a woman should want them. And then he loses his damn mind when she wakes up one day and decides, you know what? I don't want this. Keep the heart, keep the car, keep the house. I want out. You're boring. You're not enough for me. And I want somebody else. Ladies, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if you are pee-popping on a headstand. A man like that cannot be kept unless he wants to be kept. And that's where you went wrong, YungMiami. You got devoured by the game. Coochies come a dime a dozen, depending on what circle you run in and the level of money we're talking about. And I hate to say it, but there was nothing special about you to this man that would make him curtail his behavior. I'm sure you were a lot of fun. I'm sure you did a lot of things with him that may have felt special to you. But I wonder if any of the women on his roster will say they did the same shit. As a matter of fact, if I really say what I'm thinking, let me say this. I think he's numb to coochie. Okay? And I don't mean that in like an offensive manner. I mean that sometimes, depending on the man, he can have so much money, so much access to whatever he wants. It'll never be enough. So that's what I'm saying when I say I think he's numb to coochie. He's had it. He's had it all around the world. He's had it in all different shapes and all different colors, all different sizes. And that's what you came in the game with, YungMiami. What's below your navel. And that's how you played yourself. You tricked yourself out of your spot. And that's why you see him out here wilding out. He's just Diddying, baby. No woman will ever be enough for the level of appetite that Diddy has. P. Diddy don't want none of these women, y'all. He's wilding out. Almost like stir crazy. When enough will never be enough. Okay? It don't matter how much you ride for him, how much you pee-pop, how nasty you talk. Girl, that man is numb on the inside. But you knew that. You knew what you were signing up for. And you said, you posted, can't nobody tell me shit. So what? So what? All right, deal with it. Diddy 2, City Girl 0. Before I jump into another point, she posted, once you realize the power of the tongue, you won't say just anything. When you realize the power of your thoughts, you won't entertain just anything. And once you figure out the power of your presence, you won't be just anywhere. Miami. What's the difference between you and any other woman that he's dealing with? Because I kind of feel like you feel like he's out there entertaining just anything. I kind of feel like you feel like he's just out there all up in everybody's face. But what's the difference between you and them? And maybe I'm missing something, and this is not a low blow to you, but what's the difference? All of y'all serve the same purpose in this man's life. So maybe I'm missing something. What's the difference? But my third point is, YungMiami, you played yourself. You thought you were different. You thought you were special. You got ahead of yourself. And I'm going to tell you where you went wrong. It's almost like the old folks that say you started smelling yourself. Okay? This man has always been the same. He's always treated every single woman the same. What made you think, I keep saying it, that you were different? Women, it is not your job to save a man. Stop playing mama to lost boys. Diddy has an appetite for control. Diddy has an appetite for lust. And God only knows what else. It's not your job to ride for a man that is not your husband. That's where you overplayed your part, sweetheart. That's how you got embarrassed. Diddy ain't good for nobody, including himself. I said it before, I'll say it again. Diddy 3, City Girl 0. My final point. Child, YungMiami is not done. It's Christmas time. You get lonely. You get low. Let me tell you something. When a woman is done, she ain't saying shit. She ain't posting subs on social media. She done. Okay? She posting because he's probably out of reach. He's probably somewhere that she has not been able to reach him or contact him the last couple of days. I'll say probably the last 24 to 48 hours after he released that statement saying that she's special to him. He's somewhere, probably frolicking with another woman, and she's pissed off. So she's taking it to social media, hoping that he'll see it, hoping that he panics, hoping that he doesn't want to mess up the persona, what they put out in front of us, whatever it is that they're doing, right, that got them a lot of public attention. She's dangling that in front of him. Girl, he don't care. He gonna reel her right back in with a lavish Christmas gift. Baby, I'm sorry. He's going to probably do some really nice things for her extended family, her loved ones, her children. And she'll be back on the internet cursing us out. Talking about it's none of our business. All I'm saying is y'all need to keep that same energy for her that y'all have for anyone else. This man did no wrong, in my opinion. This man has not misled anybody, in my opinion. This man has been this way for 30 plus years. Baby, he dogged out Jennifer Lopez. Okay? So again, my question is, and I'm really asking, what makes you think you are so different? As a matter of fact, if you are that bothered, take it to the studio. Give us a hit. Turn your feelings and your pain into profit and purpose. Again, I say, city girls down, city boys up.